Good morning, warriors. Please join me in the pledge to the Bible. I pledge allegiance to the Bible, God's holy word. I will make it a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path. I will hide its words in my heart, that I might not sin against God. Join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We've been working through the problem of sin and how horrible it is in our lives and that we need a Savior to save us from it. We've been talking about the person of Jesus, that he lived a sinless life. So from Adam on, there was sinful men, that we inherit the original sin nature from Adam, that we are corrupt in every part of our body, in beings, thought, deed, and our minds. And then all of a sudden we have this interruption with Christ on earth. He lives a sinless life. But then the question is, how could he suffer if he's God? How could he suffer? He does it because he became a man and he could obey and suffer in our place. And then the next question is, what kind of life did Christ live on earth? And we talked about he lived a life of obedience, perfect obedience, service, and suffering. We talked about that Jesus, even coming to earth, was an act of suffering for him because he left the perfection of heaven. And every day he was on earth was actually suffering for him because he was here on earth feeling all the infirmities of being a human. The next question then is, what kind of death did Jesus die? So his life was a life of obedience, service, and suffering. What kind of death did Jesus die? And the answer is the painful and shameful death of a cross. And so repeat after me: the painful and shameful death of the cross. The painful and shameful death of the cross. So the next then big question is the word of atonement. What is meant by atonement? And the answer is Christ satisfied God's justice by his suffering and death as a substitute for sinners. So we'll break that down. So repeat after me. Christ satisfied God's justice by his suffering and death as a substitute for sinners. So we'll put it all together. Christ satisfied God's justice by his suffering and death as a substitute for sinners. Your turn. Christ satisfied God's justice by his suffering and death as a substitute for sinners. So atonement is that there was a sin, there was disobedience, there's a consequence to that. Atonement means that someone had to pay for that. Someone had to make that right. We in ourselves could not do that because we are constantly sinning. We're under the wrath and curse of God, and we constantly do that because we willingly choose to rebel against God, and we also don't conform to his image and conform to his standards. Something else had to happen, and that something is actually someone in the life of Christ. He lives a perfect life of obedience. He dies a shameful death on the cross to become our atonement. He was the one that took the penalty of sin for us. And by doing that, then we will learn that makes us right before God if we believe in him. This is a season of thanksgiving and gratitude, so let's sing our hymn of gratitude.
His
So when the weather changed this weekend, what are we going to do? Thank the Lord, right? When the storms come this evening, possibly, we're going to thank the Lord. When we have a math test today, we're going to thank the Lord, right? This is the heart of gratitude instead of like grumbling and complaining, right? It's because we do everything without. It's also Friday, so we're going to finish. The Lord be with you.